and oh, I love sushi. Hey everyone, Dusty here. I'm starting a new weekly segment on my YouTube channel called Getting to Know a Triathlete, where I'll ask someone a bunch of questions, and that way you'll be able to get a little insight into the lives of other triathletes. So to kick off the first one, I thought I would start with myself. So I started triathlon in 2008, I believe. I've always been very competitive. I was a runner growing up. I loved basketball. I loved playing and watching basketball. But I was an adult. I just didn't want to be a runner. I wanted to do something else as well. And I'm not sure who got me onto it, but I watched a couple of Ironman montage videos, those Ironman motivation videos, and needless to say, it motivated me. I wanted to be one of those people that overcame whatever obstacles to try and reach the finish line of an Ironman. And at the time, I think Chris McCormick was winning the Ironman World Championships, and I was really motivated by him. So I signed up. I think I was 19 or 20 for my first Ironman, and yeah, the rest is history. My favorite thing about triathlon would have to be just the process. You pick a race, you pick goals for that race, and you start training towards them. And on race day, barring any sort of mechanical issue, it's usually pretty clear and obvious if you've hit your goals in training to reach your ultimate goal on race day. And I love that process of breaking down my training and seeing all of the numbers. I love analyzing all of the data. I'm a big believer in that which gets measured gets improved. But yeah, my favorite thing about triathlon would just be the training, the process. My least favorite thing about triathlon would probably have to be just those times when you're in deep, heavy training, and you're tired, you're grumpy, you're hangry, you want to eat everything. Those times, yeah, they suck. They're getting a little bit less. I have a lot more balance in my life. Now I know when I'm getting to that edge of I'm going to be burnt out if I do 1-2 more workouts, or adjusting maybe this hard ride isn't a good idea because I'm going to be a bag of crap after. So yeah, I'm getting better at it, but those times when you're in heavy training and you just feel like crap, that's probably my least favorite thing about triathlon. My current race bike setup is a Cannondale Slice with mostly 105 components, so one of the cheapest entry-level bikes that you can get. I'm rocking a 1080 Zip on the rear and an 808 on the front, and I run tubulars on those. I do have a power meter on my bike. I run the Garmin Vector power pedals, and then I swapped out the stock handlebars for some Zip handlebars that I really enjoy. My favorite race would have to be one that doesn't actually exist anymore, and that would have to be the old Ironman Canada course in Penticton, BC. That was the first Ironman that I did. I've had many training camps out there and a lot of good memories. Socks or no socks? Full Ironman, always socks, and I have done a few half Ironmans without socks. The run, of course, you always cycle without socks. And the half Ironmans that I did, I believe I ended up blistering quite badly. So for halves and fulls, always wear socks. Anything less, I never wear socks. My favorite workout for the swim, I'm not sure if I have one. For the bike, it would have to be something like sweet spot intervals, or something like the Hour of Power, just an hour of 5 minutes hard, 5 minutes easy. And then on the run, keep it simple, something like kilometer repeats, mile repeats. Hour of Power on the bike and kilometer or mile repeats on the run can create a lot of fitness, and those would have to be my favorite workouts. Best training advice would have to be consistent. So many athletes are up and down all the time with their consistency in training, and it shows in their race results. Some weeks they might train 5 hours, other weeks they're trying to hit 25. Well, that's not maintainable. I get that people have lives outside of triathlon, but if you're looking to hit certain goals, you have to be consistent with your training. And then another piece of advice to go along with that would be those athletes that train too hard, too fast on easy days and not hard enough on their hard days. It's typically what's known as training in the gray zone, and I would say the majority of athletes are guilty of this, and they're just not getting the right training adaptation that their body needs to actually recover but also get faster. Best race day advice would have to be to, first of all, have fun. The hard part was getting to the race, all the training that went into it. I like the race day as an analogy of making a cake. All the training that went in was actually making the cake, and the race day is just the icing on top. Another little piece of advice for race day would be to make sure that you pace properly. Typically on race day, athletes are fresh, they're tapered, they're excited that it's race day, and they go way too hard and blow up early in the race, sometimes on the bike, sometimes halfway through the run. So you have race pace for a reason, so make sure you stick to that pace no matter how good you feel. So I actually discovered sushi for the first time just a couple of months ago. I always thought I would just find sushi disgusting. I'm not sure why, but I never tried it up until just a couple of months ago. And oh, I love sushi. Any sort of chance I can get to convince my wife that we need to go out and eat sushi, I do. For Father's Day, for a date night, for my birthday, which was not too long ago, we had sushi for all of that. I'm even trying to convince her that we need sushi for Christmas. I'm not sure I can swing that one though. So my new favorite cheat meal would have to be sushi. And that's it. Those 10 questions will be very similar to what I'll be asking a bunch of other triathletes every week. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe for more everything running, triathlon, and nutrition related.